Man, hello everyone, and welcome back to another exciting adventure of the Geek Gauntlet podcast. We got a lot to go over tonight. We were talking about Baby Yoda. We're going to talk about Baby Yoda. What do you guys think about Baby Yoda? We got some Martian Manhunter news out there. We got some Wandavision news out there in terms of release date. We got a lot going down right here on this edition of the Geek Gauntlet podcast. So strap on. Let's go ahead and put on the timer and get you started. Get ready to run the gauntlet. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again back to the Geek Gauntlet podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William H.D. Morgan, as Josh Haney likes to call me. Let's go ahead and bring on our other host, the best co host crew in the world of podcasting, the fastest hour in podcasting. First, let me bring in the OG making his return this week. Shaw, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Good to have you back, bro. Good to have you back. Now, let me move over to the man from Canada, my paradigm shift buddy, my paradigm shift brethren, the Moosin heavyweight champion of the world. Give it up for Mr. Gene Immersion. Immersion.
Yes. You gotta say it's so nice. You gotta say it twice. But tonight is all about right here, the Geek Gauntlet. We're gonna run that hour so
Man,
fast.
man, we got a lot to cover. We got Baby Yoda in the conversation, Star Trek Discovery, WandaVision's release date. Oh, I am excited, man. But first, let's go ahead and get everything started right. All right, Shaw, you are the driver of the news and topics train. Go ahead and get us started, my friend. Ready
All
to
right.
ready to run the gauntlet.
Let's run that gauntlet. All right. So, first up, let's talk a little bit about Star Trek Discovery for any of y'all who are actually watching it. So, it's actually good. Season 3 is actually good. I mean, season 1 was bad. Season 2 was better. Season 3, actually good.
Mhm.
All right, so we first started off with the first episode where Michael shows up in the future and sees stuff and made a new character, Book, who's actually played by the actor that played on Manchester Black and Supergirl. So that was cool. We found out about this thing called the burn, where all the lithium all over is exploded for some reason. So that's like the main mystery of the season. We'll see how that works out. Second episode, Discovery itself ends up in the future. We got some stuff happening there. We got some nice moments between Saru and Tilly. And just all around a pretty fun episode. Third episode, they go to Earth, which is no longer part of the Federation.
Okay.
So they became kind of isolationists, kind of, to a point, fighting another nearby other planet that ended up being Jupiter. Also humans, so that ended up getting fixed. A new person from that Earth joined the team who apparently is a Trill. Well, not a Trill. She has a Trill inside her, but she's human. So that's pretty new.
It could be linked to Deanna Troy. Who knows?
Yes. Ooh.
Okay. Anyway, the next episode, they go to the planet Trill.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have the memories of the Trill. Turns out the previous one was her boyfriend or whatever, and yeah, now she has everything, which is cool. So far, it's really good. We got to meet the new Federation, which is working really well. The most recent episode, they went to some place to get some sort of seeds to help the Federation or whatever, which isn't as, optimistic, but isn't gritty. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All in all, it's good so far. I mean, the characters are really likable. The new characters are pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Are any of you guys watching it?
I haven't had a time to, but definitely be on my bucket list of stuff because, like I said, with this whole new Star Trek universe and everything trying to interconnect, and they're using the cartoons as well as as they're doing production with the card and everything. All these are all interlinked, so it's definitely stuff you want to start watching because if you're not following one and you're missing out, 3 or 4 stories along, and then you're watching something else and they're talking about this thing. Well, if you didn't pick it up here, you may not. You're losing out, right?
Most def.
Yes. All right. Next up, let's move on to what everybody wants to talk about: The Mandalorian. So, Mando comes back. He and the Baby Yoda travel to some place to get some information. End up opening my ass. Exactly. They end up having to take some frog lady to her home world so she and her husband could, I don't know, fertilize her eggs. Like her actual eggs. Which is a thing for eggs. And Baby Yoda ends up eating a couple.
Oh, lovely.
Which started a bit of a controversy on the internet, that he ate these eggs. I mean, they're not fertilized, so they're just eggs, but
yeah,
people were a little upset about that.
Everybody's a critic nowadays. It's getting to the point that I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to harp on people. Everybody has a right to their opinion, but I get it. It's 2020, but we don't all have to be snowflakes just because Baby Yoda ate a few eggs. They're unfertilized. They're not actual embryos of anything. So it's like us, like humans. Are we doing a gripe that we eat eggs and scramble them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the following episode, oh wait, I forgot about the first episode. We got a really big dragon thingy from the sand that they had to deal with. That was all made a really good episode. Most recent episode, you got to meet some other Mandalorians who actually took off their helmets. One of them, I think, is from something earlier, like a cartoon or something. I'm not sure.
I think she's from one of the Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we got a really good name drop that either next episode or the following episode we'll be seeing Ahsoka Tano. So that's going to be awesome.
Wouldn't this be Ahsoka Tano being younger? Because technically, this is prequel. Because by the time Ahsoka meets Yoda, Yoda's already part of the Jedi Council.
This is after the Empire falls.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I mean, Baby Yoda isn't actually Baby Yoda.
right.
So it's a completely other Yoda then.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I have a theory about that.
I think that's what's confusing. What's the confusing for a lot of people is they believe this is a prequel, not a
Oh, this takes place after the Empire falls, like a few years. I think it's before the new trilogy. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so Ahsoka's gonna be showing up. We got another name drop of the Darksaber, and we saw the same dude from the finale showing up. Now, I have a little theory about Baby Yoda.
Okay.
What if Baby Yoda is in fact Baby Yoda? Not Baby Yoda as in the actual Yoda, but think about this. Baby Yoda is about 50 years old, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been that long since the Old Republic fell.
Mm-hmm.
We only know of 3 other of Yoda's species besides Baby Yoda. Yoda himself, some thing that's like 1,000 years old that we never met, and Yodel, the Yoda's species that was on the council.
Yeah.
What if they had a baby and that's Baby Yoda?
There's a
That's a
good possibility.
possibility.
Good possibility. Also, could be if this is after the fall of the Empire, and technically Yoda would still hasn't yet, or yeah, he has become one with the Force. It could be just another reincarnation of Yoda in baby form, because technically we don't know truly the ability of their species. Can they just become one with the Force? Yes, we've seen them as,
We've seen his Force Ghost though.
Force ghosts, like all the rest, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to, his species is just done to that construct. It could, like they say, they become one with the Force. So, right, there's another fan theory for y'all.
Something to think about.
All right.
That's right.
Let's move on to the news. First up, we have a happy birthday for Anne Hathaway. She's turning 38. She had some recent controversy with her and the movie The Witches, was some stupidity about, we're disabled with the fingers thing. That's something to do.
Yeah, no, I actually seen the trailer for that movie. I'm really happy to see it. I know it's a remake of an older movie. I know it's a Roald Dahl book. I like the way they're going. It does look a little shot for shot ish, but I'm okay with it, because that movie is somewhat. You'd have to go back if you didn't see it in a childhood thing, and it's not like something you're going to find at a bargain bin or just easily pick up. So definitely it's okay in that sense to do a little shot for shot, because I've seen it. But other than that, Anne Hathaway, happy birthday.
Yeah, she's up your way, isn't she, Gene?
Oh, that's no problem. At the age 38, I'm only 34, so she's only 4 years older than I am.
I mean, she's in Canada, right?
I do believe she's Canadian.
Okay.
Probably.
Either that, I know she's. I do believe she's Canadian. I'm not quite sure. I know she's classically trained, so as an actor or actress, I should say.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
All right. Also, we got a little of a sneak peek from Zack Snyder on Twitter that apparently the Martian Manhunter will be in the Snyder Cut. Apparently, we got a little picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing that pisses me off. There's a rumor going around saying it's only 4 minutes of extra footage in this thing.
Here's what happened with that. See, a lot of news sites are taking something said on an interview from Grace Randolph out of context.
Mm.
But basically, there was an interview that she did with Zack Snyder, where he said that the photography or whatever was only 4 minutes. That's for like the trailer or something.
Mm-hmm.
But there's plenty of new stuff. So yeah, that was taken out of context.
You usually when you're going with a director's cut, they go back to the editing room. They grab all that footage that wasn't used, that was cut off. If they need to add something or reshoot something, then they bring in what they need or who they need, and they're just shooting just that. So he could have been talking about a 4-minute trailer that he's trying to shoot. Heck, it could even be one scene that's only 4 minutes.
Right.
We don't know truly what's all going to be a part of it. So once again, yeah, if you're going to take it out of context, and nowadays everybody in their small little microscope is going out of the way to just minimize every little thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not maximizing the potential of knowing it. And I get it for some people. Not all of us. Myself personally, I didn't go to college. I would be the first person to tell you that, but I can still tell you I took film and video when I was in high school, and they at least told you enough about that.
Right. Right.
Yes,
I got you.
All right. We also got some news that apparently Snyder he wanted to cast Carla Gugino as Catwoman for the DCEU. That's the actress that played what's her name? She was the mother in Spy Kids.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
I can see that. Since Affleck was supposed to be so old, I can see that.
Yeah.
We also got some very, very good news via Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's official. The production of season 3 of The Umbrella Academy will start filming in February.
Awesome.
So we'll begin that soon.
That's good. Good to hear about that.
Yes, sir. Some Casting news for Stargirl Season 2. Jim Gaffigan, or however you pronounce it, will be playing the GSA member Thunderbolts. That's connected to the pink pen thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, with the pink pen, it's going to be something to do with Courtney's stepfather or something, blah, blah, blah. And there'll be 2 new villains introduced during the season. We'll see who those new villains will be.
Oh, yeah. All right, real quick, before we go any further, we need to take our first commercial break of the night. So,
Awesome.
we'll be right back right after this.
No, there ain't no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star. Didn't even get to bronze.
Join us right here on Pinfar Productions for the Huddle NFL podcast. We break down each week of the NFL, break down all the games, give you predictions, player of the week, and everything in between. So join us for the Huddle podcast right here on Pinfar Productions. All right, Shaw, go ahead.
Yes, sir. All right. So apparently, Wandavision has finally finished filming. At the same time, we got a release date. So mark your calendars, January 15th.
Yes.
Awesome. So this is the point where we're going to tell y'all, if you haven't already got your subscription for Disney Plus, go get your subscription for Disney Plus. Because if you haven't been watching The Mandalorian, if you ain't ready to be going out to watch WandaVision, and then there will also be I don't know what the name of the Falcon and the Buck.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because that's going to be coming out as well. These are all part of the MCU. Well, not Mandalorian, but the other 2 are, and it's going to help. So when all these new Avenger stuff, if you ain't following, it ain't going to collect for you.
Plus, my thing is, it's Elizabeth Olsen.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go wrong with Elizabeth Olsen.
True.
Well, I like how they went with this and kept the actors and actresses from the already established MCU and said, hey, look, we're going to put you into, a weekly, almost like TV show, and being able to tell these stories. So then that way they don't have to go out and make a gigantic movie and try to cram a bunch of stuff onto us. Because honestly, if you look at it, Wandavision and Bucky and Falcon do deserve to have their own show, because there'd be just too much to try to tell in a 2 to maybe 3 hour movie that these shows are going to be able to do a lot better.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So speaking of MCU, we got a little casting for Thor, God of Thunder, Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
Chris Pratt will be in the movie.
That I see. I sort of seen that already, because where they're already going to have Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Thor being a part of it. I think that's the tie-in. So to see Chris Pratt there was no big when that information came out. I wasn't surprised at all.
Me neither. He's such a good actor. He caught hair earlier. He caught hair earlier this year, but he's such a good actor.
Yeah.
It's good to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Also on some not so nice news, Johnny Depp recently lost a libel case about his relationship with Amber Heard. Because of that, Warner Brothers decided to ask him to resign from Fantastic Beasts, whatever. Yeah, I don't.
Fantastic Beasts 3.
Yeah.
He will, however, be getting $10 million for the one scene he's in. So at least he's getting a payday.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Amber Heard will still unfortunately be in Aquaman 2, which means people are probably not going to see it.
Well, there's going to be I'm understanding there's some petitions going around to get her out of there.
Yeah, there's a
Well,
huge petition.
I would have to say that it goes back to what we talked about. If you're going to do one, if you're talking about equality, and we want this whole equality for the sexes, and
Yeah.
we're just bringing this up again, opinion here, heavily opinion, not trying to harp on anybody's, rain on anybody's parade, if you will. But if you're going to do one thing, you got to, you know what I mean. If you're going to do one side for the male, then yes, you have to do the other side for the female as well.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I can understand where this is coming from.
Yep.
You gotta go across the board. You gotta go across the board, and because they keep saying equality and quality. We want this, we want that. Well, heck, you have to take the good and the bad too. You gotta learn how to take those L's. And
That's right.
I really think Amber Heard really needs to be out of there. I really do.
Yep.
Think that.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree. It's that old case, and I know it's an old saying, but it's the truth. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. You got to be able to deal with both ways.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely. All right. In brighter news, or not so much, at least, depending on what you think about this, The Rock will be rebooting The Scorpion King.
I'm actually happy with this. When I heard this, to be completely 100% honest, to throw my opinion out there, I'm happy because by now it needs to be rebooted. Like, how many different Scorpion King movies have we got? After the first Scorpion King, I lost track, and every single one after the very first one was like just downhill. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah,
So it's
like
good to hear that The Rock wants to bring it back.
Yeah, there's like 3 at least.
Shaw, you don't look like you all happy about it.
I mean, like, I liked it way back in the day, but I mean,
I actually have the movie here sitting down here, the first one with Rock.
It's basically just Black Adam, basically. It's literally basically just Black Adam.
Not necessarily.
Same powers, same gods.
No, but the thing is that the way I see it was, if you watch the first movie, it was a good movie between telling the story about the actual Scorpion King, who we saw periodically in the Mummy 2, which was not one of the Rock's greatest works, let's just say.
That's true.
But it gave the lore to the background. He wasn't, an ominous god. He was just a regular person that, was just basically an assassin. And there was a good play between Michael Clark Duncan and The Rock. So once again, rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan. So it was a good movie that way. I liked it for that. That if you're looking at it from another buddy action film, that's exactly what it was. It's just in ancient Egypt, pretty much. I think it's more so because right now I understand where The Rock's coming from. As an actor, he wants to get Black Adam out, but they're holding back on things. So he's got to keep himself busy. In what better way, what I mean? And he did like the character, so might as well do something.
Yeah.
All right. Next
Hey.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm about to say, what is he gonna do? Go back to CGI in it? I mean, because at the end it was a CGI character, not him per se.
No, that was in the Mummy, but in the actual movie, it was pretty much all him. The movie himself. Right. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Hey, we can get a topless Kelly Hu, then hey, why not?
Oh man.
Well, she still look good. I mean, Anyway, the new Peacemaker spinoff, the spinoff to Suicide Squad with John Cena's character, has cast Chris Conrad, Jennifer Holland, Robert Patrick, and Danielle Brooks.
Yeah, I think some of them are already characters in the new Suicide Squad film. I think, if I remember correctly, I'm not saying all of them are, but I know a couple of the names sound familiar just because I know the new Suicide Squad movie's got like a long list of characters already in it. I'm a little, to be completely honest, I'm a little worried for it just because there's so many characters. And how is it going to play in the way of screen time? I understand it's shot and directed by the same people who did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with that many characters and trying to get that much screen time,
I'm thinking it's probably because some of them are going to be expendable. Like some of them will definitely be gone.
Well, I like the Umbrella guy, Weasel. I do not see them standing there for very long. I think they're just going to be in, out, dead. You know what I mean? type characters. They're going to be used as human shields or some stuff like that.
Human shields.
I honestly believe it.
All right. Speaking of Warner Brothers, the execs apparently are trying to decide whether to delay Wonder Woman 1984 until summer or releasing it on HBO Max in January. What do you guys think about that? What do you think is the best option?
I know Gene's opinion.
My best option would say, okay, I get why you want to wait till summer because that's the whole pull for all the other DC movies. So I would say wait till summer. I would not say, and like I had this discussion when you were gone, Shaw. Basically, I think these movies need that box office draw. At least, even if they're not the best, that's where they're making their money back. Is in the box office. And by going through streaming, yes, it's great. We're getting it out to people. I'm not saying nothing against it, but not everybody's going to buy it. How many people are, and how many places are able to get HBO Max, and how many people are paying? You know what I mean? Like, again, it gets down to that whole money. Like, how you don't want everybody to be like, well, I got to HBO Max, and I need to get Amazon Prime Video, and I need to get if you're already into 3 or 4, that's eating up, and then it becomes less of how do I say, cheaper than cable, to the point where you're actually paying more than you would be if you got cable, right? So it's like you got to weigh the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Personally, I think that they should wait. I mean, they should wait. All right.
Yep.
All right. Also with Suicide Squad, with Justice League Snyder Cut. Apparently, Jared Leto will be returning as the Joker, but there'll be a completely different look, apparently, a new design or something like that. We'll see. He's currently now doing the reshoots, so we'll see what happens with that.
Okay.
I actually, to be completely honest, and I'll say this, I didn't dislike Jay Leto's. I just wish Joker. I just wish he had a little bit more screen time. I can understand why people were like, "Oh, it was a bad Joker." I get it for the look of things, but as the way of him playing a bad Joker, we really never got to see him play it just for a few minutes on every scene that he did, which he seemed to be pretty good. So,
Yeah.
Agreed. Also, I neglected to say, but Mads Mikkelsen is being talks to replace Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. So we'll see if that happens.
I don't see a problem with that. He's a similar look. I know he's a little taller and a little older looking, but that wouldn't be too bad. He's got that sinister look anyways, so it fits for the role.
Yep.
In Flash news, Abracadabra will be returning this season. Episode 3, I think. Either 3 or 4. So yeah, he'll be back. Let's see what else we got here. Melissa Benoist has confirmed that she won't be on set to film until January. So maybe there'll be a few episodes without Supergirl, or maybe they'll do the same thing they did last year, which is filming stuff out of order so they can just do a few. Yeah. All right. Last piece of news we got: actor Peter Stormer, how you pronounce it, the actor who played the devil in Constantine, has confirmed that there is going to be a sequel to that Constantine in the works.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Cool.
go ahead, Gene.
No, go ahead there, Will. I sort of cut you off.
I'm about to say, as that ends our news cycle for the evening, I'm going to go to our next commercial break. We will be right back after this. And don't forget to join us right here on Pinfall Productions for the Paradigm Shift Wrestling Podcast. Join my man Gene, Josh, Brandon, who is returning, Tommy, and myself for the Paradigm Shift Wrestling Podcast right here. Pinfall Productions every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Definitely check us out. And now, as we move over into our topic. All right, Shaw, you got our topics down there. What's first up on our plate?
Yes, sir. All right, so first things first. There's been a little talk about what the next phase of Avengers will be, what the next movie will be, like how it's going to be bigger than Avengers, Infinity War, or Endgame. And the thought occurs that, well, since they're talking about doing, alternate timelines and dimensions and stuff, they're talking about having the two different other Spider-Mans joining Tom Holland, and they're talking about different versions and stuff. We have already Loki. What if the next big Avengers movie would be Battle World, where all the other worlds and stuff are crashing, and we get this big world filled with all the different realities and universes and have to fight together? Like, what if they do that story? What do you guys think?
I would have to say if they did that, it'd be unique, just for the case of you're going to get like different Captain Americas, different Thors, different, and I'm not saying that those are all the characters. I'm just saying that there's a good possibility that you'd be able to see a wide variety and mainstay of all the characters, of most characters that are going to be in this upcoming lore. I think too, there's a lot of questions still, and I think we're going to see them answered maybe through Captain Marvel with Skrull War as well. So there is some play to that, but I think if they were to do that whole, the battle world, you're going to have to contact your original OG characters and say, hey, I know we said that we weren't going to do this and bring you back, but you know what I mean? Because that's going to be the first assumption to a lot of people is, okay, what OG characters are you bringing back? Right. Because as soon as you say Battle War, then they go, oh, are we going to see the Hulk? Oh, are we going to see, Captain America? Are you reviving Iron Man? Are we going to have a reduction of, this, that, and the other thing? Yes, no, maybe so, but as for me, they would be unique. Because with the list that you already have right now with Spider-Man and Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Strange would be unique to see what you could do just with those characters anyways as in a film. So.
Right. All right. Next up, let me do my normal debunking film theory real quick. This one, for the first time, not about Marvel or DC. It's just easy to do with Marvel and DC because he, doesn't do enough research. Yeah. This one instead about how to train your dragon. Okay. Specifically about how you would actually train a dragon if it exists in real life. The main problem he made, saying that trying to say that dragons would be the same as lizards, as reptiles. They have similarities, but not the same thing. Dragons tend to have fur sometimes. They tend to, like the scales are different, incubation systems are different. So, lizards, yeah, they have small brains. Dragons probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Even if we're just using the dragon in the cartoon movie, they had some intelligence. So it was more like, it wouldn't be like a pet. It would be more like a horse, where you gotta get them young, teach them, train them.
Yeah.
And you form a connection, and it's a little different, So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be like
no, I don't think it's like a lizard per se, and you would be correct, more like a steed or a horse. Exactly. But also too, you're looking at dragons are in that same, in at least in fantasy theory, it's like a mix between like the lizard / dinosaur / whatever else you can possibly think of, thrown into one, right? So. Yeah, I can't see them saying, "Oh, they're a lizard." It's like that's not going fly.
Yeah, and we're definitely talking about Western dragons, not Eastern dragons.
Right.
Eastern dragons are more modeled after snakes, but that's just the modeling of Western dragons aren't. They're big. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is what that is. Next we have on the topics. Let's do. All right. So I had some thoughts about how, because I was originally watching Age of Ultron, and I had the thought of how it should have been. Since they couldn't set up Ultron in the previous movie Ant-Man because that had been moved, it should instead have been hey, someone said I'm back. Hey, and it should instead have been the Masters of Evil. Using what we know of the past movies and the previous movies, there's a lot of things that they could have done. For Captain America, his big villain would be Strucker, yeah, whatever. But make him close to the comics because it was kind of poor in the movie.
Yeah, in Civil War he was. Yeah.
For Iron Man, either make a different version of Whiplash because there's a couple in the comics.
Yep.
Red Dynamo, or give Justin Hammer a suit of some sort.
Yes, that would be straight to see.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell's always awesome.
Yeah,
I think what would have been better is giving the Mandalorian or the Mandarin, being the real villain, because technically in the original source material, basic Iron Man comic, that's who the villain was.
Yeah,
and the Mandarin and that's sort of the reason, the rings of power that he had. There was a play to that because that was what kept him the same as the Iron Man. And it harped to the connection to Iron Man and Doctor Strange.
That's true.
The Mandarin was a former student of Baramordo. So, you could have easily started making those connections because you were getting ready for those films, right? You got to start planning, as we've seen with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you're always planting a seed to the next movie or to the next MCU, right? Then that would have been, you could have easily done it there. And you're correct. The original guy who created Ultron, the father of Ultron, was Hank Pym, and they had yet to talk about Pym and Ant-Man, which I don't mind that it was Iron Man and Hulk, but it sort of played on that where they weren't really going with the idea of the drunk version of Iron Man and his story of being, a belligerent alcoholic, and that's, that sort of thing. It made sense, but didn't. Like, I understood where Tony was coming from after, having the war, and then being like, oh my God, I got to have an iron suit around the world. But it played too much, and then even when we got to Endgame and we got to Infinity War, it still was. There's that reference. Well, didn't I tell you I was the one that said that we should have had a suit of armor around the world? Like, you know what I mean? Dude, you harp back to that so much, and then that's the reason why Ultron was the way Ultron was.
Yep.
It was a thinking, sentient being. Where with Hank, it was by accident. It wasn't, created from the Mind Stone at all. And I understood what they were going for, but you sort of missed a little bit.
Right. All right. To continue. Let's see. For Thor, have Enchantress. You can introduce her to the Dark World. For the Hulk, just bring back Blonsky. Just bring back Abomination. Have them really fight.
I like Blonsky.
Yeah,
like that's the one thing that we haven't gotten that much of in the Avengers movies: the Hulk versus someone of his same stature and strength.
The only time again was Thanos, and then that sort of played a minute part to the story, which was one movie where you didn't get Hulk, and then the next time we see him, all of a sudden he's Hulk. You know what I mean? It's like there. I get the 5 years, I get the finger snap, I get all that, but you're not telling me why. And it was only minute. Well, I had to bring the bronze and the brains together. Wow, great discussion. It was 6 seconds in your film, and you explained it. You know what I mean? And then now you got Incredible Hulk, the Hulk that we all know later on that comes into the comics. So I get the sped up process, but at the same time, I like getting it more not like spoon fed, but I like seeing more of a build.
More right down to it.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you. All
Right.
right, guys. I want to go ahead and go into our final commercial of the night.
Mhm.
Guys, hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Yep.
Join us here on Pinfall Production for the Gridiron Top 25 podcast. Join my boy Tommy. And I think, Gene, you're with him from time to time on that?
No, it's Justin Hits. Tommy and Justin Hits on the Gridiron Top 25.
Okay, I got the two confused. You do another one with them.
I do another one. Yep.
So definitely join them on Saturday mornings at 8 p.m. Central. I think he's Central. 9
Yeah,
p.m.
Central Time. Yep.
9 p.m. my time. He had me. Whoa, I was a guest on that show, and I love being on there. But that time change sort of kind of got me because I thought it was 8 o'clock. Man, let me tell you, I got up at 8. I got a chance to eat, drink coffee, play with my kids, and then 9 o'clock rolls around. Oh, the show start. Well, I thought it was at 8, and I forgot he's Central Time.
Mhm.
Killer brother. But it's all good. I have fun being there. And it's a great podcast. If you're into college football, definitely check them out. All right, Shaw, go ahead.
All right. Next up, let's go on some gaming topics real quick. All right. So I've been recently playing the Arkham games over. Easier than I remember. Still got pissed off with the freeze battle and the freaking Killer Croc level.
But the freeze battle ain't no joke though.
Yeah, exactly.
It never was. Freeze is never no joke, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do
No
all
matter
this different shit.
even if you're playing Arkham Knight and you're playing them as in the DLC, man, that battle is still not no easy joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just finished the first two. Getting ready to start Night pretty soon.
Mhm.
I'll be buying the Miles Morales Spider-Man game pretty soon, probably next month. So I'll be playing out that there. Before getting into Arkham Knight, I'm gonna start continue doing Avengers. I stopped that for a while. I was at the point where Kamala makes a stupid decision, gets captured, and you play as Black Widow, who's actually a good character to play as. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course,
when I actually beat the game, so I won't detail anything from that point on.
is
for you
Captain America still alive? I wonder.
I'm not gonna say, not gonna break any spoilers there, as they would say in Doctor Who. But anyways, the game mechanics in that Avengers game was great. Yeah, and when I got to the point with playing Black Widow, probably she was, for the longest point, my highest ranked character, just because, and she's so easy to control. Like, you wouldn't believe it when you're playing it. You're just flipping through combos and everything with her. It's probably the easiest character out of them all.
man.
So how about you guys? What games have you guys been playing lately?
Ooh. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. They just did their 5 billion dual rewards. They're doing tickets over there, so you can get an ultra rare dream ticket tomorrow if you go do it today. Um, you can get almost any box, any card from any box, with the exception of the newest 3. That can help you out. Um, I've also been playing Pokemon um, Sword and Shield, the new DLC. Just trying to. I already got everybody, and my Pokedex is already full up and all that jazz. But I'm still trying to go through the Dynamax Adventures, so
Hmm.
I can get a couple of shiny legendaries. And that is, yeah, that does it for me.
Right now, I'm playing some mobile gaming on my phone. I've been playing WWE Supercards, and so there's going to be a new update coming up. I do believe sometime this week they're going from season 6 on to season 7. So they already have elemental versions of the WWE Superstars that you can get. That's coming up, and then I was playing Among Us, but that you know how that game goes. After a while,
It's hard to get down, but once you get it
yeah,
down, it's fun. It's
yeah.
fun once you get it down. It's fun.
It's
I
once you
love.
get played with a good group of people, and it's
Oh
hard to
yeah.
keep playing with that same group because it's like once you leave and then you go back and you're going to play it again, you're with another
Oh
group.
yeah.
And
I was just lucky when I streamed it for geeknewsdown.net. Um, when I streamed it for those guys, I had my kids with me. So,
yeah,
all right. Anything else? Do we have anything left?
No, that's all I got, good sir. That's all I got.
That's gonna
I
be all
can't
the
I
news.
can't mention one big thing, and I bet everybody's. I found out here recently. I know I threw up the trailer. I do believe I threw it up into the Geek Gauntlet page and also on Pinfall page, and that is there has been a recent trailer for HBO Max of the new 30th anniversary of Fresh Prince of Bel Air reunion. It looks really, really good. It's the original cast, other than
Yeah.
rest in peace, Uncle Phil. But they do talk about him. Like I've seen the trailer, and in the trailer, because I can say this because it's in there. Will talks about how that he was always trying to, in acting chops, trying to live up to Uncle Phil. And it wasn't until the point when he did the episode where he talks about, why did my dad want me? And they did the hug. And in the middle of the hug, he even said it that when they embraced, he whispered in his ear, now that's acting. And so that's when he knew he had basically got the okay that everything was good. So there's a bunch of great stories. I guess it's just a reunion, talked about different stories, talked about how the production was and whatnot. And they actually bring back both wives of Uncle Phil, how they changed them. They both are
Both?
in both
Both
of them.
of them?
Yes,
Both?
both of them.
Wow.
Both
Oh.
of them.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Because I
Yeah,
mean,
so it is the 100%. Like there's even a point there where they talk about DJ Jazzy Fresh, and Will was like, "Man, I tried to talk to him like 10 times into doing it, and he kept denying that he would never. He didn't really want to act. DJ Jazzy Jeff did not want to act, and it wasn't until I think it was Will finally beat him down, and Will was like, "Hey, man, you got to do this, and this is all you got to do. You just got to show up, slap my hand," and that's how that whole thing started. So
Okay,
his
so
acting chops were like zero.
oh man, all right. Since we don't have anything else going on in the news, anything you guys care to plug before we get out of here for the night?
please come join my Facebook page, Justice League Memes of America. News and stuff, memes and everything. Please join. You guys.
Gene, what you got?
Basically, and I know this is a shameless plug, but come join us tomorrow here on the Pinfall Network and also on the page The Revolution. We have our very first Revolution, you want to say, event dropping. It's very big for everybody. There's going to be a pre-show at, I do believe, 10 o'clock Central Time or 11 o'clock Central Time. A bunch of pre-interviews and stuff going on. It's big. 1 o'clock Central Time is for the breakdown. Live promoing will be on this page. Definitely check it out. Definitely want to get it out there. Come join the revolution. And also, check me at WGP promoting, and also here are these lovely different pinfall shows that I do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm there with you I'm there with you too, bro. All right. If there's nothing, oh yes, real quick before we forget, I want to say a quick shout out to our friends over at Metallic Dice Games. I also want to shout out geeknewsnow.net. Both you guys rock. Thank you for everything you do for the Geek Gauntlet. We appreciate that. I want to
Want to thank Will's Discord, because that's what we normally do. You guys come out
yeah,
every time for all our shows. We love the support. Love the support. Keep
yeah.
doing you guys.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, KW, for coming out. We appreciate you, bro. Um, Man, oh man, oh man, this has been fun. I'm excited for WandaVision. If there's something I have to be excited about, it's WandaVision, guys. Um, just just can't wait to see it. Um,
Just that whole even the trailer itself was really well, and it leaves
mhm,
you with a lot of questions more
no
than
doubt.
answers. You got some answers, but you got more questions. It's like, is it more? And this was for me, just as me being the nerdy type sense mind that I had. It was like my theory comes up: is this actually just a, if you want to sort of say a
A world unto itself.
well, not really a world of itself. Is this like is it like polygamy for or purgatory for Vision? Is this Vision's
Mm,
purgatory? And
mm,
technically, one is not really there. It's all in his head, and he's striving to get back to the actual real world, to
right.
where Wanda really is. Because as we know, at the end of Endgame, Wanda's still there, right? Wanda's still in the real world. Is this not purgatory for Vision? It's his own little made up thing. Because what got me to thinking that was there was a lady who comes in the trailer, and she's like sort of doesn't know where she's at, and he grabs a hold of her by the side and goes, just looks at her and miss, and then she goes, "You're dead." He goes, "No, I'm not dead." She goes, "Well, then there's something wrong here." And I'm in, you know what I mean? So it led me to believe like it's madness, to the whole Doctor Strange,
Mm,
one of the villains from there. There's a lot of questions that I've got. And so it's leaving me with more questions than answers,
right.
basically.
I got you. I got you. All right. If there is nothing else, again, shout out to our good buddies at Metallic Dice Games, GNN.net, GeekNewsNow.net. Definitely go check them out on the internet and on Facebook. Please join us on our Facebook page under the Geek Gauntlet. And if there is nothing else, we want to thank Shaw. Welcome back, Shaw. We want to thank
Mhm.
Gene.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Gene. And we will see you guys again next week, right here, the Geek Gauntlet podcast on our Facebook page and on Pinfall Productions. Everybody have a
You
great
and all those fans have just ran
and
the
the
gauntlet.
gauntlet. We got it. We got it.
Right.
Our time is not quite there, but we'll get it.
It's still a work in progress. It's a work in progress.
Work in
This
progress.
trio is gonna click. We clicked. We just gotta get that down.
Work in progress. All right, you guys. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. We see you again next week right here on Pinball Productions, GeekNewsNow.net, and we'll see you guys again next week. Take care.
All right. Take care.